Jonny is on the Christian Sport Internship.
Hello.
Hi, Jonny.
Hi.
So Jonny's doing the internship this year, along with Rupert and Poppy, who are here as well. Jonny, just thought it'd be good to hear a bit from your perspective about how things are going at the moment. So how are you finding it so far?
I'm absolutely loving it. It's great. So I spent a lot of time as a student coming along to things like this in my Play Say group at uni. And it was great to be a part of Christians in Sport, but I'm absolutely loving being on the internship and seeing the wider work of CIS from the other side, seeing the real impact that CIS is making on the world of sport. It's just, yeah, it's great, loving it.
And what does it actually involve then to be part of the internship? You've been on it for a few months now. What does it practically look like? What does it involve?
So it's a real mixture of things. We spend a lot of time on the road, so a lot of you guys will have met Rupes, Poppy or myself on uni visits, doing events, quizzes, dodgeball tournaments and so on. So we spend a lot of time doing student work and youth work similarly in schools, and then Clubhouse and the other big events that we do. And then on top of that, there's a training element of the internship. So we spend a lot of time looking at the Bible. During term time, we spend one day a week at a church in Oxford on a course that's a ministry training course, so learning how to handle the Bible and different aspects of ministry. And then there's another aspect of training internally at CIS where we think more specifically about sports mission, preparing talks, hosting events, and looking more into the theology behind sports mission and things like that. So it's a real mixture of things.
Good. So good to hear a bit about the programme then. And I know you've only been on it a couple of months, I guess, but what have been the particular gains for you? What has really impacted you so far?
I think it's been a really great opportunity to actually think about and learn the gifts God has given me. I think before I came on the internship, I thought the things that I would really enjoy about it would be the upfront stuff, the events, hosting quizzes and things like that, which are great, and I am enjoying that kind of thing. But I've just really enjoyed sitting down with students and reading the Bible with them. It's been such a privilege, and that's not something I knew really before the internship. So it's just such a great opportunity to learn about yourself and learn about how God has gifted you and what you can do in His strength. It's great.
It'd be fair to say, Jonny, that this time last year you came to Clubhouse Xtra as a student. You had a decent job lined up, no real thoughts about doing the internship. You'd heard a little bit about it, thought maybe a little bit about it. But this time last year you were going off to do a job. But off the back of some conversations here, thinking about it, things changed a little bit. So why would you recommend it now, having gone through that kind of process of being sat here, not really considering it, and then considering it for yourself?
So, I mean, for me, it was, it's different for everyone. For me, I was here at Clubhouse Xtra, and I just really caught the vision of Christians in Sport. I saw my sport as a mission field. And yeah, I had a job lined up, but my plans were quite flexible, and I just thought, I've got a year. It's a really unique stage of life, isn't it? You leave uni and you can be quite flexible with your time. And I thought, I've got a year, why not give that year to sports mission and to learn see how God can use me in that world. And I just really recommend people think about it in that way. Like it's such a unique stage of life. When you've got kind of your whole career life ahead of you, there's no real rush to get into what you want to do. You've got 40 years in that. So you've got a year, why not have a look at how God can use you in the world of sport?
Great. Thanks, Jonny. And as I was saying before, there's a general internship based for the whole 11 months at the Christians in Sport office in Bicester, and then going out around the country from there. There's also the option of doing the internship regionally with a Christians in Sport regional staff worker somewhere around the country. And then there's a third option as well for perhaps some of you who maybe have something lined up already. Perhaps it might be a church apprenticeship or something similar, where there's 3 weeks of teaching, block teaching during the year, which we'd love as many people to be able to access as possible. So it might be that you've got that plan set up, but you could then come into Bicester for 3 weeks during the year, or maybe it just be a week of it or a couple of days here or there to be part of that. And we just long to continue to train people to go and reach this huge mission field of the world of sport for Christ.